Welcome in to the Bro Force Squad podcast, where we are just a bunch of bros drinking beer and watching movies. This is our lead up to the Halloween movie season. I'm your host, the Mayor, Jeff Hornacek. This is our movie commentary of the 1984 horror classic, A Nightmare on Elm Street. We are currently watching this on Max, but with the way these licensing deals work, who the fuck knows where you'll be able to watch it by the time this comes out. So if you click the link in the description of this podcast, there will be a website that tells you where you can find it. Right now, our movies are currently paused. A New Line Cinema red logo just disappeared, so it's a black screen. And on Max, it only shows you how much time you have left, which for me is 1:31:05. So while you get your movies sunk up there, let's go around and meet the fellow bros. We begin with our enforcer in the paint, Matt Geiger. Geiger, what's the worst nightmare you've ever had?
Probably that I was married to Jeff's ex-wife, Rachel. But when I woke up, I realized that she's sleeping next to me. It was just a one-night stand, which actually led to her and Jeff's divorce. Kind of a sore subject. I shouldn't have brought it up.
Yeah, I've been meaning to talk to you about that. You don't need to keep sending me pictures. I get it.
He sends them to me, so I just thought you'd like to see them. I mean, you're in love with them.
Yeah, so that album was really detailed. Did you hire Jostens?
Whoever took the picture. Okay. They got a good eye, as they say it is.
They're a true auteur, which I appreciate. Next, we go to our legal counsel, Ronnie Cycli. Cycli, this is going to come up a lot, but how would you litigate or possibly prosecute someone for something that they technically do in the dream world? Do we have jurisdiction there?
No. Everything about this is legal. It's basically like the ocean. There's nothing you can hold against him.
It's basically like the ocean.
Yeah, there's no rules.
It's like Outback Steakhouse.
I mean, Minority Report hasn't been invented yet. You know, we haven't gotten into that dream state ability yet. Between combining Inception and Minority Report. We'll get there in about 10, 15 years. But right now, Freddy Krueger is just having the time of his life.
Good for him, man. Living at large. All right, again, paused at the 1:31:06 mark remaining. 05. New Line Cinema just disappeared. We're going to press play and watch A Nightmare on Elm Street 1984 along with you in 3, 2, 1, play. Just as a nice table setter here, when was the last time you guys have seen this, or have you ever seen it? Geiger, we'll go to you first. He left. Okay, Cycling will go to you first.
I'm ready to talk. I was just turning down my TV so we don't get a copyright infringement. I've never seen this. I think the only Freddy Krueger movie I've seen is Freddy vs. Jason, which I saw like in 8th grade just because that was the time of my life where the only thing fun to do with your girlfriend is go to the movie theater. Mm-hmm. Maybe do a job in the back row. I've never seen this. The only time I really have known about it was during I Love the 80s on VH1 when this was like a prevalent movie. I know who Freddy Krueger is, so I'm interested to watch it. I know Wes Craven is a mastermind, especially in the horror genre. So I just know he follows you in your dreams. So I'm like,
why don't fall asleep or he'll kill
sleep.
You. The knife, him with the knife glove is basically like Moses parting the Red Sea. It's just like what he's known for. Cycli, how about you? You and I are the big horror hounds on the pod. Last time I think you said you're a pretty big fan of this one, the OG, right?
Yeah, but I actually only watched it for the first time maybe a year ago. Again, I like to think I'm a horror connoisseur, but then there's so many classic films I hadn't seen. So I was like, you know what, I got to make it through. And I watched this one, and I'm excited to rewatch it with you guys. But to me, this holds up. This is a fantastic horror film. And I wasn't really too excited about it because I was like I don't know if it's like paranormal, right? Like dream state. But I don't know. This holds up so much better than like something like Friday the 13th to me.
Right.
So I'm really glad I finally got the chance to visit this franchise.
It is bold. It just said introducing Johnny Depp. I always think like, what if you do that and then the actor ends up like no one gives a fuck who they are, like their career fizzles out? It's like, wow, that was a bit optimistic of you.
I think at this time, he's probably like, I'm going to have a good acting career. I'm going to fall in love with a beautiful woman, and that's going to be my life. Which is true a couple times, actually.
I don't know. Were either of you guys ever watched? So the only thing I ever knew, and you know how The Simpsons every year does like a Treehouse of Horror.
Oh yeah.
You know, they're like 3 mini episodes about something scary. There's a parody of Nightmare on Elm Street where Willie, the groundskeeper, becomes basically that equivalent, and it's one of probably it's like
I think I have
7
seen that.
minutes. It's probably one of my favorite segments of Treehouse of Horror. If you haven't seen that, definitely watch it.
We should
and
do
this
some...
actress played Beth on Better Off Dead with John Cusack, another 80s rom-com.
Nice.
That I can watch.
So I don't know if they get into the lore of Freddy Krueger, but they kind of try to make him a sympathetic character. He was like, Cycling, correct me if I'm wrong, he was like wrongfully killed for suspected of being a pedophile in like the 1600s or something, right? He was like burned in a house.
I think something like that, but we do get his background on this, I believe.
And
was
the
he
iconic
burned
sweater.
alive, I think.
Right, that's why his face is all fucked up.
Yeah, but this movie I mean, that's another Wes Craven staple. I feel like, you know, he always starts off strong. Like there's always something. The movie doesn't kind of gradually get into the horror. There's always that first opening scene.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's not Beth's biological dad that just came in with the white beater.
No.
But Matt, then why is her mom having sex with him?
Well, they might be thinking about marriage. I mean, she does have the cross over her bed, which is weird that she has nightmares if she's a virgin.
Jesus took the night off.
Yeah, I guess so. I think Hollywood too, anytime we have just a terrible, crazy murderer, they're always like, well, let's give the audience a sympathetic story just to, you know, show why he's like this. So maybe I'm like, well,
it's like, it's okay to hate the guy that's killing all the teens. God forbid I don't like him.
Yeah, isn't it, and I could be wrong, isn't it to punish, I don't remember if it was that old, but he's punishing the children of the people who
or it's at least
him.
like the same town.
Yeah.
A little behind the scenes too. I believe it took maybe 10 hours of makeup to get Freddy Krueger done right, but it took 12 just to get Johnny Depp's perm job.
Yeah, that's not natural, unfortunately. Even then, he was playing with PEDs. My first Horns fun fact of the night, according to IMDb, New Line Cinema, who distributed and produced this movie, was saved from bankruptcy by the success of this film and was jokingly nicknamed the house that Freddie built.
That's incredible, considering we were just looking at like New Line Cinema's, you know, filmography. Damn, good for this film.
I feel like movies like 3-4 decades ago, for whatever reason, like the odds of them becoming profitable were just so much less. I don't know if it's because there were less ways to monetize them, like merchandising and streaming and video games and all that stuff that like it wasn't really as prevalent. But it was like, if you didn't make like, I don't know, twice your budget in theaters the first 2 weekends, you're pretty much fucked. Look at that boombox. Jesus Christ.
Everywhere in the world.
Right.
Was this shown in China and Germany? I don't know. I'd have to ask somebody, I guess.
Yeah, like, did this have the international appeal? And, like, what causes this to become a cult classic? And when it is, do they re-release it in theaters to capitalize on it or just make sequels?
Back in the day, too, it actually seemed like guys thought, oh, let's take a girl to a horror movie because that'll turn her on. And she'll, but, like, I don't speak for women, obviously, but why would it turn a woman on to basically see somebody just brutally murder someone?
I don't think it turns them on. I think it's the idea that she gets scared and like wants you to hold her tight.
But what ends up happening is she's like, well, why don't you look like Johnny Depp with this sweater vest? I'm like, well, fuck, Karen.
That's a Nike sweater vest too. This before Jordan?
Back then it was like the way guys like him dressed that good looking. The goal in dressing like this is like, all right, I'm so attractive. Let's see if I can make myself look unappealing to women. What can I wear?
I love how he's acting too. The director's like, just keep running your fingers through that hair that we took 12 hours to get her.
Another weird thing about like 80s and 90s movies, Scream does this a lot too. Anytime teenagers are together, there's always a bowl of popcorn just like in the room.
It was almost like we were kids though. Remember Blasto Butter?
Oh yeah. Fuck yeah, dude. Dude, if I had a bowl of Blasto butter right now, I'd be keeled over like groaning for 2 hours afterwards.
Had like you had to clean the microwave afterward because all the grease and fuck.
Yeah, like if you didn't clean the microwave after like 2 or 3 Blasto butters, the whole like top of the microwave looked like a fucking like something exploded. So is Beth like telling her about her dream, and they're like, classic Beth, just being dramatic.
We're just gonna call her Beth because that's her name. Better Off Dead. I'm not really sure what her name is.
Yeah, but they're realizing that this is when they start realizing they had the same dream, kind of thing. Like,
Definitely. Well, I guess. Don't you think? I mean, he's kind of bloated now, but look bad.
Interesting choice to go polo under sweater vest. It's like
it's a good look.
It's like either one on its own would get you into a country club, but he's doubling down.
I'm pretty sure like my 3rd grade yearbook photo, is a green sweater vest with a collar underneath.
Nice.
My mom dressed me. I was so upset. I did not want to wear that. And then she made a deal with me that I could take the sweater vest off after the picture, but I had to keep it on the whole day before the picture.
Do you remember when you had pictures in the school day?
It would be like the equivalent of 3rd period. So it was still like almost half the day. I was like,
wonder how you feather your hair like that, and wonder if it'll ever come back. I mean, short shorts are really back right now.
Yeah, in order to do that, I think he probably had a team of 5 working on him every day. I mean, I equate this to like Jennifer Lawrence and the Mystique makeup she had to put on. That's probably about the time it took Johnny Depp to get his hair where they needed it.
Now we got the greaser guy just doing jokes.
So we're supposed to
believe it.
Matt, why even button it at all at this point?
Yeah, right.
I mean, it makes no sense.
Just to keep my dick from popping out.
He invented the deep V.
Got a switchblade knife. That's not you anymore either. You got to pull out a 9 now.
When you buy a leather jacket like this, does it come with a switchblade, or when you check out, are they like? And I'm assuming you want to accessorize your leather jacket with a switchblade.
It's actually required. You have to have the switchblade to buy the jacket.
This switchblade comes with a leather jacket.
Billy Mays is like, if you buy this switchblade, we'll give you 2 pleather jackets.
I bet this actor too is like Johnny Depp introducing Johnny Depp. I'm gonna steal the show here. No one's gonna know who this guy is in 10 years.
Yeah, Johnny who?
Telling his agent, and if there's ever some crazy pirate movie, I bet I'll get the role too, not this fucking loon.
So I don't know if this is happening yet, but the big, like the unreliable narrator thing that Nightmare on Elm Street probably does too often, but it is sort of their trope, is you never know in a given scene if it's a dream or not, because a lot of times, like if Freddie shows up, then you know it's a dream. But correct me if I'm wrong, Cycly. Usually, like characters will often doze off a lot, and it's not shown on screen until like after.
Yeah,
Freddie.
I can't remember because I think I only watched this movie once, but I feel like the dream sequences maybe have a little bit of a lighter tint to them.
Okay.
Maybe I think something like of that, but I could be completely wrong.
See, this is a movie you couldn't redo, because if you redid it now with Hollywood, the girls would be more worried about getting Me Too than actually physically killed by Freddy Krueger.
And I think when did the remake come out? Like 14?
Yeah, I think something like that.
Was Robert Englund Freddy again in the reboot?
I never watched it.
No. It was Jackie Earle Haley. That's who it was.
Yeah. Yeah, what's funny is until I was like you, Matt. I'd only seen Freddy vs. Jason for our commentary, and then I enjoyed this film so much I ended up watching like Nightmare on Elm Street 2 and 3. But yeah, so I never revisited the new ones either, though.
Are any of them good? Kind of like Halloween, how 1 and 2 are good, 3, 4, and 5 are terrible. H2O is good, and
this one is more consistent. I have again, not speaking for the new ones, but considering that Halloween is one of the best horror movies, and then some horror like Halloween movies are just god awful.
Yeah.
These 3 and 4 honestly, if you just watch the originals, are really consistent.
Okay.
It's kind of like, again, maybe it's because it's Wes Craven. Like, to me, it's like Scream. Are any of them absolutely incredible? No. But over time, like, it just provides you exactly what you want out of these kind of movies.
I mean, yeah, when I think Halloween, this is one of the franchises that comes to mind.
Is there a reason why he haunts their dreams? Does he haunt everyone's dreams? Is it because he used to live in this house? Is it?
I could be wrong, like I said, but I think the lore is he's attacking the children or the grandchildren of the people who harmed him.
Okay.
Yeah, and I have a little fun fact tying to that. So I understand what I was confused about. So according to IMDb, in the original script, Freddie was a child molester. However, the decision was made to change him into being a child murderer previously to avoid accusations of exploiting a series of child molestations happening in California around the time of production. But it says he was rewritten as a child molester in the 2010 remake starring Jackie Earle Haley. So maybe that's what I remember. And Matt, I know we always love to talk about people who were up for roles. So this is Heather Langenkamp, who is playing the role of Nancy Thompson. She allegedly beat out over 200 actresses for this role, and some of these names will not surprise you at all, knowing 1984. We have Jennifer Grey, Demi Moore, and Courtney Cox also auditioned.
Wow.
Had Jennifer Grey done Dirty Dancing or Ferris Bueller yet?
Okay.
Had she done either of those? I'm trying to think where her star level was at.
Ferris Bueller was like 6, I thought.
Yeah, I think it's later.
I think Dirty Dancing's like 88.
What would Demi Moore have been in? Or had she been on the scene yet?
I don't think she would have been young. Yeah. And
Courtney Cox finally got, I guess, a Wes Craven film after.
She might have been in the Springsteen video, maybe.
Oh yeah, that's probably it. But yeah, good point, Cycling. Courtney Cox. Apparently, Wes Craven probably liked her read for this, so he put her as Geller.
Yeah.
Or Gail. What's
Gail.
the Gail? Yeah,
Weathers. Yeah.
Gail Weathers. I almost said Gail Sayers. I was like, that's the Bears running back. It's not who she played.
Yeah.
Dude, honestly, with Hollywood now, if Courtney Cox played Gail Sayers, would anyone really care?
Probably not. It's bothering me how her cross is not like aligned properly over her bed. That's why she's getting haunted.
By the time this movie comes out.
I always feel like this is a staple in 80s films too, like girls wearing no pants but a big shirt.
Yeah.
But what a great staple it is.
Oh, I'm not complaining. It's a great look. This look for sure.
I'm not really sure. I think that's her shirt. It's definitely not her boyfriend's.
Yeah, she had it on earlier. So either
at this point it's a dress.
Either they're doing the cute thing in high school where you like wear each other's clothes.
He's like, I took all my buttons off my shirt, so I'm not sure where she got it.
Yeah, I wish she was doing the same thing, just like no buttons.
First thing I do when I buy a dress shirt is I just pry off the top 4 buttons.
I want to go watch football some weekend at a bar to show up in like no buttons or shirt. That you could do that in like Florida, like once if the beach is like 10 feet from the bar, but not at just like a regular place.
Now the sweater, of course, is iconic.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's a good look.
Oh my god, love the ambitious makeup and practical effects here. I have a fun fact about this line, too. The scene where Freddie's arms elongate were achieved by having men with fishing poles on each side of the alley operate a set of puppet arms attached to Robert.
Oh, for real?
Imagine getting to say that's the job you did. Like, I don't know if you've seen the OG Nightmare on Elm Street, but I had a fishing pole attached to Freddy Krueger's arms.
But I love that they're trying to make it a scary scene, and you on set how ridiculous that probably looked. I always respect Freddy because he has fun with it. He's not there to necessarily immediately kill you. He's just like, dude, I'm going to enjoy this. This is going to be a good time for me.
Is this scary anymore?
I mean,
no, not
to me now, no.
I think too much.
Fucking jaded. The concept of him being able to get you when you're asleep, though, is what is, I think, like, really drives the fear, right? Like, you're unconscious and he's totally in control.
I think it's because of the special, effects thing they did that now is just so dated. You go back to Halloween now, it's just some crazy dude in a mask. That's
right.
all. it kind of still holds up. But
That's pretty fucked up.
Well, in the 2010 remake, they do this scene almost shot for shot. Like seeing this live, this would be like Exorcist-esque, right?
Oh yeah.
it's because she had sex, dude.
That's why. This guy's like, man, I must have really good dick game. Like I drove her and look, this is what happened afterwards.
Her legs were seasoned. She was up on the ceiling.
Matt, in Freddie vs. Jason, I don't know how tight they are with canon in this franchise, but the thing that is causing like people in the town to go crazy is to avoid Freddy Krueger getting them in their dreams. They're taking like this medication that keeps them from sleeping, and it's like giving them like hallucinations, basically.
I kind of feel bad for the boyfriend because he's like, dude, there's no way they won't think it's me.
Yeah. I didn't do it.
He's like, I told you she was crazy. Like, well, you did cheat on her. Is that what caused this? Gotta get the cops.
I love it. You got to bring in the hotshot detective. He's like, oh, really? A lot of blood?
Not even phased. The cops in movies like this are the best part.
Oh,
in my
always.
life, I've never seen like in movies. They'll lead you to believe like the detectives always wear a shirt and tie and shit. I've never seen one, I guess, in my life. It's usually like just a cop taking notes.
It's like, what can I wear to make myself look the most disheveled? Is he related to them? I hope so, because the way he's touching this chick.
No, I just want to make sure it's right.
Pretty sure that cop, the bald cop that just walked out, has been in another cop in another horror movie. He looks way too familiar.
Are we trying to say connected universe?
Maybe.
Oh, it's her dad. Okay. Of course, Matt, he has to have a personal connection to the killer, obviously.
Yeah, let's be mad at that. Why she's with friends or having a sleepover.
How before its time was Freddy vs. Jason?
Dude, I think Cycle and I were trying to think about that. Like, had anyone done like an ambitious crossover like that before?
Dude, we need like an Avengers.
Like
but with
Godzilla
all the
Kong?
bad guys.
Yeah, that would be so sick.
All the horror movies.
So like, who would like they just kill everyone? Like, what's the
Yeah,
Right, yeah, what happens there?
like? They start killing each other because
Michael Myers, Jigsaw.
I wonder, and this we should have talked about this on Freddy vs. Jason commentary. If we haven't, go check that commentary out and let us know if we did. But I wonder if Friday the 13th is also New Line, or if it was one of those deals where just like whatever the two studios are, we're like, hey, I like money, you like money, let's just fucking have a handshake.
I think it was that. I don't think the Friday the 13th was New Line.
Both the franchises were kind of like,
Yeah.
dead.
Friday was independent.
Look at that directly fade out. Fade
God. You know that he's like in the editing room, like, fuck yeah. Jesus Christ. Would they ever show that on the news?
Fuck!
And now to sports.
The Brewers topped the Braves yesterday.
Speaking of murder, the Brewers bullpen got shellacked last night against the White Sox. Well, that doesn't seem very tasteful.
What's the meme about the commentator doing like, and
a deep drive to left field.
left field.
As he's like
mid apology.
Yeah, because he made like. Yeah.
I'll probably put on this headset again.
Just great. Matt, I don't want to get off on too much of a tangent, but did you see what the fuck the Orioles suspended their play-by-play announcer for saying?
For just basically bringing up a stat.
Literally. Like, we're one in our
North
last
Korea?
7 against the Tampa Bay Rays. Oh, you can't say that shit. What?
Only positive information.
It wasn't even, and then he like kind of piggybacked to like, but the Orioles this year are having a better season. I was like, dude, what is going on right now? What? Is that the guy from Blank Check?
I don't know.
If he's trying to be nonchalant, he's not pulling it off.
One time in a movie, I wish like the girl would turn around, see the guy staring at her, and be like, "What's your fucking problem?"
This is a bus stop.
Yeah, like call him out across the street.
Where's his shoes?
Is he like, is he on the lam because he's suspected of murder?
Like Matt said, it would assume, everyone would assume it was the guy in the room with her.
I mean, who the fuck's gonna believe that like some guy from a dream that he couldn't see fucking murder right in front of him after he had sex with her?
I always play that defense for all my murder clients.
Oh, now he's got his on.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, have we considered a nightmare killer scenario?
Dope.
Dude, this scene, like, how many takes do you think Wes Craven made this guy run on this hot asphalt with no shoes?
So many blisters.
California, probably, even though they're safe.
Haddonfield, Illinois.
Switchblade.
On the beaches of Santa Monica. What do you mean he used you? He just followed you walking down the street. I feel so used.
Dude,
that guy's 46.
Any haircut that the teacher has, that's fucking sick.
Hell yeah.
This
is the oldest group of high schoolers.
Same haircuts as dudes. There's an Indian kid. That was before its time.
Yeah, that's great.
Never mind, she's black, I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know if that's.
Wes Craven's like, not in my movie.
Yeah, India hadn't been invented yet in 1984.
The average age at this high school is 31 years old.
That's the best thing about these old movies, high school films. You're like, clearly these are people
hey,
there.
Vote for me? What, for class president? No, for Senate. I guess.
It's actually my second term, too.
Yeah. God, high school's so hard, right? I mean, you're trying to fit in. You got classes. Your slutty friend gets brutally murdered in her sleep. There's just a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, plus, we play our rival next week in football.
Like Lincoln tomorrow. So.
God damn it. And Tommy Oliver's hurt. Wes Craven is just like so ambitious with the boundaries he'll push. Like that would have been a scene pitching to New Line. They're like, you want a guy in a fucking body bag dripping blood in the high school? It's like, yeah.
I always found, like, I think why I'm a fan of his horror movies is like it's well-paced horror to me. Like, I think that's why I struggled with never got into the Friday franchise, because I think the pacing is awful in those movies.
Yeah.
The timeline never really makes sense. Even the new one, Jeff, I think you and I watched, and again, like, it was kind of all over the place. But like he just knows how to like bring in a little bit of to each scene of some what they think is the a normal moment for the character to get away from the fear.
Yeah, like if there's never downtime, then the scary moments don't actually hit as well.
No.
If you would tell me just up front the stories of the three franchises, I would say Jason's has the most interesting story for a horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's young, he got picked on at that camp, and he drowned in the lake, and then he's coming back to take care of all of them. But then they took it like way too far.
In the first one, he's not really even. That's the thing. I don't know if that was their plan, right? Like, because Jason's not in the first one.
Well, yeah. Spoiler alert
he's
for the first Friday the 13th. The killer in the first Friday the 13th is actually Jason's mom.
Well, that's one of my favorite trick questions in Scream when they're playing the game. The opening scene is like, who's the killer?
I've never seen this on TV. Like during Halloween, like usually AMC always plays the Halloween movies.
Yeah.
This should be playing at least once a day, like starting September 15th.
There needs to be, you know how radio stations, like on November 25th, they just turn into a Christmas station?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Needs to be TV stations that just turn into like a Halloween station just for like 3 weeks and just play all these classic ones.
I would love that. Like, you know how like TNT and TBS do like 24 hours of a Christmas story from Christmas Eve to Christmas Day? We need to do something like 24 hours of Halloween.
I don't know if there's a good enough Halloween movie to do 24 hours of, but you could get like 8 to 10 movies and just play them on repeat.
Yeah, exactly.
And I can't imagine the licensing for this shit is too expensive.
No.
How long do you think he's had to wait down here? Like, fuck, pack a lunch, until the girls come down. Ew.
Dude, this is...
He plays with his toys, man. It's fun.
So, Cycling, is it ever confirmed like exactly what his skill set is in the dreams? Like, does he have to slash you? Because if you look at him, like he's not physically imposing like Jason or Michael
No.
Myers. He's like 5'8", 135, soaking wet. But does he have like telepathy? Because what's going to prevent me from just like, all right, let's just fucking fight right now?
Yeah, I think he controls the dream world, right? Like he
Okay.
controls the physics of it.
He's nimble. He's like a CrossFitter more.
And that's why the
Yeah.
whole ploy in Freddy vs.
Parkour.
Jason and stuff is, if you get him in the real world, he has no strength. He is exactly as he looks. So his only power. And I think we did this. 2 Halloweens ago we had a we did a horror movie bracket with killers, and one of my favorite thing is about what we did, it was we weren't just doing killer versus killer, we were also doing the venue. And so everything for Freddy was like it depended on the venue, because if he's not in this dream world, he's fucked.
Oh, so she burnt her arm to wake her up. Honestly, if she died, that death would be on the teacher. If your lecture is so boring that she falls asleep, you're responsible for the death.
What happened at school today? Well, I was talking to the kids.
Talking the Cold War,
Whoopsie.
which is actually happening right now, so never mind, that wouldn't happen at school.
Freddy honestly looks like a guy that is a regular at a bar at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Monday through Friday. That's like
always orders warm craft beers, like stouts.
Cigarettes.
It's his whole personality.
The bartender's always like, "Are you waiting for someone?" He's like, "No, I'm just here by myself, drinking at 3 o'clock." Oh,
so she's basically like, "Yeah, I had a bad day. I'm gonna leave school." Like, can you do that?
Yeah, Matt, that's totally allowed.
At 10 in the morning.
Yeah, why do I feel like you always have a bad day on test day? If your best friend gets murdered after she had sex with a greaser in your house, how long are you allowed to like miss school before?
Yeah, I would not be in school immediately. I think you get at least a week minimum.
That's the most creepiest part. Is it was a dream, but she still has the bruise.
Yeah, that's like
she realizes.
I don't exactly understand the rules, but that's the one that I know is like kind of that's when like if they're questioning their sanity, like is this actually happening? That's sort of like what affirms like, yeah, you're getting fucked up in your dream world.
Where's Depp in all this? That's his girlfriend.
Yeah, I was about to say, for so much for introducing Johnny Depp. Like, where the fuck is he?
It's like, I really don't have time to sleep. You know how long this feather takes for my hair every day?
Yeah, he was supposed to be on set much more, but the length of time that he was on.
I bet he has one of those like chairs that chicks sit in at the salon where it's like the little like half bowl goes over their head and like dries their hair. You know, he probably has one of those in his.
I've always wanted to do one of those because I have no idea what actually is going on.
Yeah, is it just like cold air, or is it like
I don't know.
UV rays?
I just want to go in and be like, "Can you put that thing on my head?" They're like, Guess.
Has this guy been in a scene where he's not sweating?
Oh, wait, you're wearing a wet leather jacket inside. That thing retains heat.
Oh, you want him to take it off?
This is what happens when the studio just doesn't grant you more money, because this definitely should have went to Rob Lowe.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, what would he have cost in 84? Probably more than the budget.
I'm guessing he just did St. Elmo's Fire. I don't know. Yeah, he's red hot.
He's turning down scripts left and right. 19-year-old Rob Lowe. Fuck.
God, 84. That was when Karate Kid came out.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet they called Machio for this role. Like, hey, look, I know you played the nice
I could see
guy.
him.
Do you want to be a greaser?
I could see him. Absolutely.
Imagine Ralph Macchio having sex with a chick and then she dies in her dreams. Can you picture that?
That's the most interesting thing on who's up for these roles, because the girl that got this was like, oh my God, like this is going to catapult my career. And then Demi Moore and some of the like Jennifer Grey's like, wow, well, that was my shot. I'm never going to get another shot.
Yeah. Well, you never knew it, especially horror, man. Like there's so many, a dime a dozen. You don't know what's going to hit.
This is already setting. I don't know that she gets killed, but like in the bathtub, Wes Craven would not put her here unless there was a murder about to happen.
When he's running the bathtub that morning and you're getting your bagel, you're like, okay, I'm going to be in the bath. I'm probably going to get murdered. He just like killed him. It's like, yep, perfect picture to get brutally murdered in.
What is that like thing she's resting her head on?
It's like a floaty, but I like it.
But is it like designed for the bathtub, or is that like something from the pool that she's just...
That's what I figure, like it's the pool. Oh yeah, this is an iconic scene.
This is iconic, yeah. This is what happens when like you get with a chick, but you forgot to clip your nails.
Oh God.
My bad.
Rookie move. I like that Freddie respected. Oh, I'm not gonna. I was like, oh, she's being interrupted.
What's the age though where we don't need your mom to check on you in the bath and have a glass of warm milk? Because I think this girl's like double the age of that.
I hope I'm never too old for that. Actually.
Yeah, Cycly's 38, and his mom did it before we went on pod.
That's true. Yeah, it was weird that you had your video on for that.
Mom, the milk.
Do you want warm milk? I mean, I don't know what maybe a glass of wine I would drink in the bath.
Have you ever drank warm milk that you were old enough to remember? Like I've never.
I have not.
Milk.
I don't know why that kind of sounds gross to me, but I'm not that into milk anyway.
So what's he doing? Sucking her down the drain?
Of course, the mom can't hear this.
Oh, there you go.
Do you want the milk? Is that why you're panicking?
I'll put it in the microwave again.
No, Mom, the problem isn't that the milk is too cold. It's that I'm being murdered. But so is she asleep? She has to be, right?
Now she's awake, I think.
Okay, then how was Freddie able to do that to her?
No, she was asleep, and then she woke up.
Why not just kick the door in?
Yeah, that's like it seems insane that she knew how easily to use like a rigged coat hanger to open a fucking lock.
Oh, when you're a parent.
When they redid this movie, they should have had Todd as one of the people from Wedding Crashers because he had night. That was what it was.
Todd screams in the night.
Ties him up to the bed. He's like, eh.
She locks the door again. She just had to call her mom for help because she was being murdered. And the mom had to break the door, and then she immediately locks it again. Wouldn't you at this point be like, I'm going to keep the door open?
Stay open. Fast acting.
I like that that's the name of the brand.
I'm sure that
what's the plan? Like, if you'll die quicker from not sleeping than you will from like him killing you in your dreams.
Yeah. Only because this was a really weird movie that like previewed on Netflix. Like, there's like a phenomenon on Earth where no human can sleep, and in the preview he's like, if 96 hours organs fail, and past that, like we don't know what will happen to the heart, and that's all I remember. That was today, so yeah, you'll die within 3 or 4 days.
I actually read that you'll die before lack of sleep than you will lack of water or food.
Yeah, it's probably true.
And Johnny Depp's like, I'll die from lack of hair product before any of those.
The longest, you guys know the longest you went without sleep? Because I think mine's like 55 hours, and it was awful.
I'm not even close to that. I think maybe like 36.
I don't even think I've ever been a full day without sleep.
Oh, you will? Oh, mine was only because we went to Thailand, and we landed at 7 a.m. and I couldn't sleep. Like you have to force yourself to stay awake with such an extreme time change because it will fuck you up if you don't. So I didn't sleep on the 24-hour, like the whole flight, and then the 8-hour layover. Oh, it was awful. I was delirious.
Yeah, did you start hallucinating?
I felt like it. Like, not like literally, but I just felt like I was in, like, I was almost like watching myself. I felt like I was in a whole, like nothing was real.
I pulled like an all-nighter in like elementary or middle school at a sleepover, and then I remember I had like some event that I had to go to the next day, like in the morning, and so I basically had to stay up. But it was only like 36 hours, I think.
Still, though. Can't do it like we used to. I remember we used to have sleepovers and stay up the entire night.
Yeah, playing Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, I look 20 years old. I'm like, you would still be 15 years younger than anyone in your history class that they just showed.
So Depp went from this to probably Edward Scissorhands because that was like his big breakout. Or maybe Crybaby. No, that was in the 90s.
That's a good question. Was Edward Scissorhands the first time he linked up with Burton?
Yeah, and then they had a boy crush with
I was going to say, regrettably, that started like a 2-decade relationship.
Yeah.
We all wish we could go back.
Honestly, Edward Scissorhands, I don't know. Maybe if you were in the 80s on drugs, but that's not a good movie at all. It's dumb.
Matt, it's art. Get it?
And
I saw it once in the 90s. I liked it, but I don't remember a thing about it. But I also was a little kid.
We should do a commentary on that soon because we will destroy that.
One of the best Seinfeld episodes that plays off of Edward Scissorhands. He has a barber that's like the barbers are obsessed with the movie.
Tom Hardy, I enjoy his actors, but they're weird shit. They go too far sometimes where I'm like, okay, this is dumb as fuck.
Well, like, what was Tom Hardy's show that you tried to watch?
I tried to watch like 2 episodes, and I'm like, I can't do this.
Yeah, it's like Tom Hardy is clearly just doing this for Tom Hardy.
Yeah, like no one asked for this or wanted it.
There are more abandoned shacks in this neighborhood than I've ever seen at any subdevelopment before.
Or are there
shacks? They're implication of them being abandoned.
Johnny Depp's character's name is Glenn. Should have rewritten that. He's not a Glenn.
More like a Carter.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Matt, we should do a tournament of like badass teenage character names. Do you think Landon Carter from A Walk to Remember would be the overall 1 seed?
Probably, yeah. 1 seed for sure.
A heavy favorite. Landon Carter, or like guaranteed names to get you laid between 2000 and 2006. Landon Carter.
You see, like, I don't know if it's like SB Nation or someone. They did an all-name team of college football. Like General Booty is the starting quarterback. Like all the names of the, like, it's just pretty awesome actually. The names across the country.
Like the team captain.
Yeah.
Honestly, there come a point where I wouldn't even give a fuck if I got brutally murdered just to get some sleep. I just get some. I don't care.
Right.
Worth it.
Sleep is more important. Well, yeah, you're like, man, I got a big day at work tomorrow. I'll be fried. If I get my chest cavities carved open in my sleep, I think it's a risk willing to take at this point.
Yeah, and then you don't have to do your homework or go to your
presentation.
The
homework still do. You thought. What a fucking nerd. In the middle of the night, she's trying to break into school. Oh, that's a jail. Never mind.
Yeah.
That's actually cool. How did Freddie get in there? Visiting hours are over.
God.
His world. He can do whatever he wants.
Freddie.
That is the one thing, like, okay, he can control everything in Dream World. He does some kind of, like, not cool shit. Like, I would be doing way more awesome stuff.
What would you be doing? Air kicks?
I would be, like, touring the M&M factory, right?
Oh, that'd be
air kicks, actually. Though, on the way to the M&M.
Would Freddie beat up Michael Myers and everyone because he just wait for him to go to sleep? Everyone has to sleep.
Right.
Does Michael Myers sleep though? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
But he sleeps.
This is fucking gross.
Yeah.
So she's asleep and Glenn is like watching her and he's like, all right, if you start to get murdered, I'll just wake you up. Was that the plan?
I think they're both asleep. I can't remember like if like well, actually I don't know because I know they're all dreaming about him sometimes. So I don't know if they're like she's trying to wake him up in the dream. Are they connected?
They have AstroTurf on her front porch.
And a blue shutter door. That's a nice door. That's a nice house.
That is.
Yeah, there's cream in the stairs, so that's, you know, they got to talk to a real estate agent about that.
Yeah.
That's actually one of the selling points. A lot of houses in this neighborhood don't have the cream stairs.
Yeah.
Whose face did he just have on?
Before we moved her.
I'll tell you what, though, you know what's really killing me is this wallpaper.
Dude, Depp can't be dead.
There's no way. Imagine having one job to not fall asleep, and you do.
Well, Depp's asleep, and I don't know. He's probably dreaming about a tit or something. Or blow.
He's probably dreaming about this new LA Looks hair gel that he hears is coming out in a few years.
I had LA Looks. That thing fucking made your hair like rock hard. No matter how windy it was, nothing would move it.
Dude, I remember I had athletics first period, and then I would throw on LA Looks, and it was like, if the fucking roof collapsed on my head, I would still be safe. It was that hard.
I still use LA Looks, dude. I love that gel. Good stuff.
But is the one you use, is it like water activated, or is it like that cream that like you can just put in your hair?
No, it's water activated, but I don't put that much on it, so it's like that like straw, you know, where your hair like won't move at all.
Well, you remember the look where we had to stick up like the front of our hair? Remember that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's when you needed LA looks.
Yeah, that's my 6th grade hair.
What if in '84 you told Depp, like, yeah, you got this chick and she's in bed and she'll get murdered in her sleep? And they'll be like, dude, that's insane. And you say, that's not the craziest thing a girl's going to do in your bed.
It's not even close.
It's not even fucking close, really.
But at least the chick doing the crazier shit is really hot. He's like, all right, I'm willing to listen.
I'd let Amber Heard shit on my bed.
I would too. It's really just foreplay. After all that noise, she was trying to tell her mom that like she was just sleeping the whole time.
Yeah, it was just a tiny scary dream.
What'd she dream? She had a B-. Now Depp's like, okay, now give me the letter jacket, my name on it.
So of all the things Depp can play, he's cool high school guy, but he's definitely not jock, you know?
Cross country, maybe.
Well, yeah, I was going to say it could be chess club.
Yeah, that's true. Cross country, maybe male gymnastics.
This could just be a boner.
Absolutely. We've had boners with a mind of their own before.
Yeah,
especially after waking up.
This is actually what happened to Epstein.
Oh, yeah, you hate to see it.
Does this guy ever not work? 24 hours he's at this fucking precinct.
They're understaffed, Jeff. What is he supposed to do?
Go get a cigarette.
If you're Depp, aren't you like, I'm a little concerned about how much you want to come visit this fucking guy.
Yep.
You guys hooking up?
It's insane, too. I mean, they both believe, and rightfully so, I guess, but Depp hasn't had a nightmare with him. So he actually thinks that some nightmare guy killed this chick and this guy's innocent.
Yeah, that's a great point. He has not experienced it firsthand.
But he's still close to getting, like, he's like, listen, I know it's kind of crazy and this guy definitely kills his girlfriend. I put 8 months into this chick and we're about to get laid. So whatever she's spitting, I'm kind of going to go
This
with.
would be like running a marathon and like I just quit 6 feet before the finish line. It makes no sense.
I didn't put all these hours and products into my hair just to, not get laid.
Now, granted, the products in my hair have definitely helped me develop some other prospects if this goes south.
What if Kruger killed Epstein? This is how it.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I didn't know he was going to be actually hung like Epstein was.
It's almost too obvious. The cops are going to have a tough time explaining this one in court. So he died in his dreams? Yeah. It was just dreams and the sheets. So
it was
open and shut.
He killed himself, so you all saw it.
It's smart on Kruger to easily pin it on suicide. Like he's like, hey, I don't want any investigation.
There should be in one of the movies, though, Kruger is in court and he has to defend himself.
Does he wear like a striped suit?
Like it wasn't me.
Or maybe he like makes he has a tie that's in the same
I like that.
as his sweater. Yeah.
It's kind of a lame turnout for a funeral.
Wow, she can't even wear black to the funeral? Jesus.
Yeah, she wants to stand out.
Who are these? I don't know half these people.
Well, that one guy that looked like he's like Wayne Newton stunt devil was probably
I was saying the same thing.
He looked like if Wayne Newton got addicted to crystal meth for like 2 months.
Yeah.
This priest definitely diddles kids. Look at him.
It's the EV Wayne Newton, basically.
Yeah, electric. That's our new like diet or like lettuce wrap. Electric vehicle Wayne Newton. Dude, can you go 4 minutes without smoking?
The 80s, definitely not.
I bet Wes Craven's like, you just have to be the Dick Tracy in this movie. It's like, all right, you see?
Sold. Guys, I have to say, the lack of black at this funeral is really disrespectful. People are just like trying to look nice. Everyone has blue on. That's even a blue suit. I know it's dark blue, but still.
The parents know. They're like, oh shit.
I guess if you're her, like let's be honest. What is your dad gonna do to stop Freddy Krueger? Even if you give him like the
No
exact
one can.
right. So making your dad think you're insane doesn't exactly seem like a nice way to solve this.
Even if you're a badass, you're the most vulnerable when you're asleep. You're
Exactly.
fucked.
But I think he knows now it's Freddy Krueger.
Is there are the Nightmare on Elm Streets numbered or are they like subtitled movies? Because I think Dream Warriors is one of the sequels.
Yeah, there is. I think the second one is just the second, like Nightmare on Elm Street 2. But I think there's Dream Warriors and a couple other names.
God, look at her mom's hair. Oh my God, you could run like a Hot Wheels car off of that thing. You know what I miss, Cycly? Men being able to have perms. Like that, the body on that guy's hair.
We should go get some next summer together. You need to grow your hair out just a little longer.
I'd be down. Why hasn't like everything has come back around? Like fashion is cyclical, as we all say. Why haven't men perms come back?
I think the curly hair has come back for men. I think we're seeing a lot of that, but
like
full on perm.
The middle school I'm at, like the long curly hair is definitely, and the short shorts are definitely back.
Yeah, thank God.
Thank
Nightmare
God.
on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge. 3 is Dream Warriors. 4 is the Dream Master. 5 is the Dream Child. And then there's
Are these still numbered though? Like it's Nightmare on Elm Street?
Yeah. Yes. It says a Nightmare. Like it says a Nightmare on Elm Street 5, the Dream Child.
Got it.
So the newest one must have not been well received because it did not get any follow up. Looks like it was in 2010 and it just.
So Jackie Earle Haley, who plays him, I don't know if you've ever seen Watchmen, but he plays Rorschach in the movie.
Yeah. I love the movie.
I actually liked him a lot as Freddy Krueger in the little. I only saw like a few parts of the movie, but I think the rest of it was like pretty bad. But Cycle, you'll appreciate this in the movie. Well, Geiger, you will too. In the movie Taken, the main chick's friend Amanda, who gets like captured once again, she is like the main girl in it. That blonde chick.
Oh.
She's the one who gets killed, like the girl got killed in this, where she like has sex and then gets like slammed into the ceiling.
Do you guys ever feel like, I don't know, like they have these sleep clinics where they like analyze your sleep, right? They watch you for 8 hours or whatever, or put a bunch of stuff on you. I personally don't feel like I'd actually fall asleep in that situation. It'd be too much pressure. Be like, oh, they're needing to follow me, like study me sleep, and I just wouldn't fall asleep, guaranteed.
Kind of like jizzing in a cup. It's just too much pressure on you.
Yeah.
Right. And you give me a magazine, like what are we, cavemen?
I can't do pictures anymore, dude.
It's all what I was dreaming. Because I dream about some weird shit sometimes.
I do. I have very vivid dreams.
Matt, you'll appreciate this. I've been having a lot of dreams lately where I'm in arguments or fights with the British. I don't know why.
No, everyone should always be in fights with the British. That's fine. That's good.
But yeah, I'm very particular with, like, I can't sleep on my back.
Nope, I can't either.
Like, I'm like, what am I, fucking Dracula? No. So the fact that they would strap all this shit to me and be like, you have to lay this one specific way, there's no chance.
Dude, that's like with my knee surgery. I'm like, you have to sleep on your back and elevate your knee. And I'm like, I can't do that. Sorry. No. Not going to happen.
Dude, whoever did the makeup in this movie, like, that cut looks pretty good.
Yeah, it does.
Honestly, like, it's definitely the 80s, but all the, like, gore scenes or, like, the creepy things that Freddy, like that, like, the maggots and things like that, like, it's been pretty good for the time.
So are the sleep clinic people here to, like, just make sure that she's not, like, an insane person?
Yeah.
Okay, because
and then all of a sudden she pulls out a hat.
And they're like, well, that probably was under the sheets before.
He's like, that's actually mine. I forgot that there. I apologize.
I have slam poetry after this, and I always wear the top hat.
She looks pretty good.
Yeah?
Should have given her some bags under the eyes or something.
So her sweater, it was another fashion staple at the time. The like baseball jersey 3/4 sleeve sweater.
Mm-hmm.
I like some of the 80s look. I like big hair.
Yeah, I do too.
I do too. I like the big hair.
Blow it out, man.
Not for men so much, but
Yeah, I think, Geiger, you might have just left, but Psych and I were talking about, so since fashion is all cyclical, it comes around, when is the men's perm going to come back?
See, that's what I was wondering. Hopefully never, because I just don't have enough time in the day.
No, you make time, Matt. You make time.
Men have really good, honestly, we always get the long end of the stick, but you can just get out of the shower, throw some gel in your hair, and if it looks messy, it's like that's in style.
Absolutely.
Yep. The get out of bed look.
I remember in college, like, how pissed chicks would get because guys would, like, literally roll out of bed, brush our teeth, and fucking go.
Okay. One thing I wish would come back, I kind of liked the frosted tips look.
My mom
Cool
wouldn't let
guy
me get 'em.
tips. No, my parents wouldn't let me either.
I think I need tips on being cool, but okay.
I begged my mom once for a Nike sign in the back. Like, I begged. That everyone was doing that in elementary school, and she did not let me.
Yeah, we had a lot of kids getting, like, numbers, like, shaved in the side of their head, like either their like sports number or like what athlete they liked.
So the mom here, like, I think the daughter realizes that the mom knows who Freddy Krueger is.
Oh, okay. So this is like the connection. She realizes why she's coming after their family.
And he can't come after adults, right?
I don't know, honestly.
That's
I don't know
a good question.
Lore is. Or is he doing it to punish the parents? I don't.
Why didn't he come after who actually harmed him?
He was busy.
I mean, I'm wondering if it is his world. I don't know that he
finds
it to be like, because he likes to play with his victims, right?
Well, I think there is one movie, and it's probably like the least interesting of all these, but it actually shows Freddy like in hell.
He does get stuck. That's Freddy versus Jason. It starts with him in hell.
Oh, okay.
Movies in hell do not happen. It's so hard to do.
Yeah.
Even like Little Nicky and stuff, it's just hard to.
The best portrayal of hell ever was in the movie Constantine. I don't know if you guys have seen it.
It's been a long time.
But,
I just remember the pool scene.
Yeah, when he gets pulled down to hell, or he has to like go to hell and find something. That is a great depiction. It is fucked up.
Like, dude, it's so hard being our age. People don't even understand.
Nothing staring at a lake can't fix.
72 with no wind. Fucking suck.
72 with no humidity, so of course my hair is in fucking tip-top shape. I didn't get you anything, by the way. Were you hungry?
Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, he is eating by himself.
That bag is stuffed to the brim, and there's nothing in there for her.
I mean, I wouldn't, I know you're trying to watch your weight because you're not sleeping.
I got myself 3 double cheeseburgers. I got you a kale shake. Let's sip on that slow. I don't want you to get brain freeze.
You don't mind if I eat in front of you, right?
I'm going to throw this styrofoam cup in the water because fuck biodegradable. You know what I'm saying?
It's 1984 and the environment doesn't count yet.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter anymore right now.
That's our children's problem.
Just like Freddy Krueger.
Which we better not have because you said you're on the pill.
Right? You are, aren't you?
That's why she walked away. It's like, shit.
All this dream shit, I don't want you to forget to take the pill every day. Again, all she has are sweaters.
Hey, look, that is literally my look from October to March. They're just crew neck sweaters every single day. Nothing wrong with it.
Sweater.
Dude, did they add the bars? Those are new, right? That's what she's pissed about? Yeah, what problem is that going to solve? Like, is Freddy like coming to loot your house?
That's such a mom thing to do. Is like, hey, someone's coming in my dreams and trying to murder me. Okay, well, I'll bar up the windows. No, how will that help?
Like, this isn't Ferguson, Missouri.
Or was it had to do with her? She kept leaving in the middle of the night.
Oh, maybe
like she went to the police precinct and the parents were mad at her for sneaking out.
If you're just walking around with a liter of vodka in your hand, like we're just not even trying to hide it.
Cigarette in a row.
Like, are you even mixing that vodka with anything? At least hold a Sprite in the other hand.
Is this where she tells her a story, cycling about?
I think so. Yeah.
Come in the basement for some exposition. What?
I love this scene in movies too. Like, I can't just tell you the story. I have to not sleep for 3 days, get drunk and shit with a cigarette.
She's a visual learner, guys.
I have to wear the same robe for 2 days straight, so it has pleats and creases in it.
Yeah, this is where we find out.
So he wasn't a child pedophile. He just killed children.
Yeah, the
Yeah, just
original
that they-
script had him as a pedophile, but I guess there was like some story in the news at the time about like a serial pedophile, so they changed it to murderer. But the reboot in 2010, they made him a pedophile again.
Okay. And then the parents didn't like it, so they just kind of took care of him.
Yeah, they like in the reboot at least they like lock him in a church or like a house, and they like set the house on fire. That's how he gets the burns.
Yeah, they said
Maybe they put him in like a furnace or something.
Yeah, Kruger was set free because of they accidentally didn't arrest him properly and got thrown into
Miranda
court.
rights. God damn it.
Yeah, they
That
felt okay.
happened. They had Ronnie Cycli, lawyer. on it.
No, it definitely would have happened.
Is this what inspired you to become a lawyer? How his case was mishandled?
Yeah, the injustice. Yeah, so the parents are like, yeah, they admit
He would have been in Kruger's corner. Who we kid?
absolutely,
Yes.
I would have.
Well, who pays more? Is that furnace the actual one they burnt him in? I feel like the way she's like using it as a setting for this story, it is.
My job is not.
I don't think so because she
job
said
is
they found him
client.
where he
That's
took the
bad.
kids. Sorry, Geiger, what was that?
I said, your job is not to dictate right or wrong. Your job is just to defend your client, and then
Damn
the justice.
straight.
Absolutely.
Oh, she has it.
I keep your fingerprints off that, but what do I know?
Most movies in the third act, you know how do Depp's.
I mean, what? Who the fuck dressed this set?
Is that a belly
Jesus
shirt?
Christ.
Prop top for men.
Baseball glove just with a softball in it on his desk. Like, what is that? How do we show that he likes sports?
This seems like something you'd watch after school if your dad was a preacher about like pregnancy
Abstinence.
or something.
Yeah.
Like these are what these boys look like. You got to stay clear of them.
Did boys ever wear crop tops? Like, is that as sexually appealing to girls as it is like the reverse way?
I mean,
The
let's
only
start
person-
doing it and see.
The only person I saw wearing it once was I saw Sammy Sosa doing it like when he's roided out of his mind, and it kind of looked kind of cool. Football players used to do it.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I always think of Tracy Morgan in The Longest Yard. When
Yeah.
Well, those early '90s Cornhusker teams, like all those running backs that beat their girlfriends and went to prison, they all had like their belly showing, and
Yeah, I remember Warwick Dunn used to wear a crop top, actually.
like the early '90s college football players did, and the huge pads.
Speaking of college football players, Cycli, you said you saw that Florida Gators Untold and it wasn't any good.
Not all of it because that's terrible.
Okay, I saw the trailer, and once I saw Tebow and Urban Meyer were a part of it, I was like,
Yep.
okay, this isn't going to tell the story.
Dude, they don't do anything like we thought they were going to. Like the Aaron Hernandez, all that kind of shit. Nothing.
Riley, what's his name? Riley Green, the racist. Riley Cooper.
Yeah, Cooper. Yeah.
Once I saw Tebow in the trailer go, our defensive line didn't just want to hit you. They wanted to hurt you. Dude, I've seen this shit a million times.
No, it's a prop piece. It's just for Urban Meyer.
A
Yes.
lot of that stuff happened in the NFL, the Hernandez thing, but still, you should like. But there's a couple things I know. Was it Dunlap or something got arrested?
Well, the Pounceys were crazy on that team.
Yeah.
I know people who have done coke with Tim Tebow.
No, it's a joke.
Really?
The whole thing
Yes.
is that everyone is saying online like Urban Meyer's trying to coach again, and this was like his play on how to get his reputation.
If
So
you
he
hate
coach
Urban
again.
Meyer, just YouTube Urban Meyer Jim Rome, where he just goes off on him on that
Wow.
Jacksonville thing, and it's just because Jim Rome doesn't have guests. It's just a 30-minute thing where he just goes off on Urban Meyer, like staying with his family, but then getting in a co-ed and stuff. It's
Right.
funny. Just buries him.
Did all that happen around the same time that it came out that Urban Meyer would like kick his like place kicker with the Jags?
All of it started coming out. Players just like couldn't stand it.
Yeah.
And Matt and I always made fun of how Urban Meyer's like, I need some time away from my family. After like 8 months, he was like, these guys are fucking insufferable.
That's Depp's mom.
Of course. You don't think
yeah,
those-
that's well, I guess the dad is the better looking one then.
Again, literally the set designer who like dressed this room, like it's literally like a little kid just vomited ideas onto a piece of paper. Corvette.
That you wore once. You think he ever showers? Because wouldn't that, deep hoof his hair?
He probably either body showers or he goes in there with like one of those fucking like cafeteria lady hair nets over his hair. So
Well, I mean, it's all about the conditioning. He probably uses a very expensive conditioner. And then there's that. This mom is
I do have to say,
alcoholic.
like,
It's so funny.
they really don't give him much to do in this. So, I mean, obviously Hollywood is predicated like 90% on this, but him getting his next role from this movie would probably only be on looks. Because, like, his character in the story has, like, nothing of note to do thus far.
Honestly, this movie just makes me want to take a nap.
Sounds like you just want to be killed.
Everyone else, like, I'm never going to sleep again. I'm just like, kind of like Jaws. I'm never going to the water again. Like, this kind of just makes me want to take a nap. Like, these poor kids just can't fucking sleep.
Like the coffee machine under the bed.
Just coffee. I've never drank coffee in my life.
Really?
How?
Never.
I'm not a big coffee drinker, but how?
I'm at the point now where, like, I don't know if it wakes me up anymore. I just like the taste of black coffee.
Okay, does it wake you up, I guess? And I have a weird... I don't even think it's a weird thing, but I can't drink coffee when it's like, 80 degrees outside in the summer.
No, I totally agree. I either got to go iced coffee or, like, if I have it, like, I'll make my cup of coffee before I go to work, and by the end of the day, it's like half drink.
My cup of coffee is, once I wake up, the first thing I do is go in the shower and take an ice cold shower, and that's like my coffee.
Yeah.
What about, have you ever had an espresso martini?
I've had one at night, like an alcoholic drink.
Yeah, that's what I mean, an espresso martini, yeah.
I don't know if it woke me up. I mean, alcohol,
No.
I'm right now.
That shit puts me to sleep. Coffee naps are real.
Nate Thurman's wife always talks about her coffee naps. Yeah, she's, like, famous for them.
I mean, alcohol wakes you up, I guess. Drinking right now, I feel like, getting behind the wheel of a car and just,
and been like, let's see how fast we can go.
Well, let's see how fast this thing can go.
I gotta say, we talk about this a lot in movies. I miss the old beer cans, man. Like how they were like durable as fuck. They were basically like a canned, like vegetable can that you would get.
Oh yeah.
And it had the V, like the V mouth kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Uh-oh, what'd she see?
I usually know in the third act of movies what's going to happen. I have no clue on this. How the fuck do you defeat a guy in your dreams?
Right. Why is the mom even hiding the vodka in the towels when like, we've already caught her walking around with it?
She's an inspiration to me.
You can't even have sex either, because once you're done with sex, what's the one you want to do? One of two things: eat or go to sleep. Sometimes both.
Exactly.
Fucking Glenn, man.
Dad had that whole TV on his lap. That would crush your dick.
These are his parents. How did he has to be adopted?
He's adopted for sure. This is a Harry Potter situation.
That's his dad. Come on.
They need to merge hotels and Chick-fil-A. Imagine if you could have sex with a girl and then Chick-fil-A just, delivers to your room, then you just go to sleep.
That's a credible business model. I miss the days of having to call the house and be like, hey, is Cycly there?
Yeah. Hi, Mrs. Cycly. How are you?
Yeah, you have to have like small talk with whoever answered the phone first.
Hey, Ronnie, come to the phone.
There's good and bad to that, Cycly. If we still had house phones, you wouldn't be so tied to your job because they couldn't get a hold of you. But when you work from home, you also could sneak in 9 holes because they called the house.
That's true. Yeah.
Like, it's good and bad to it.
Why weren't you answering the phone? Couldn't hear it.
Did it ring?
The cable's out.
I was on the internet? No, that's not invented yet? Okay, well, let me try something else.
Do your parents still have landlines? Because mine do.
No.
Ugh, I wish I could get my mom.
But they could justify, because a lot of places have, like, your parents probably have a deal set up.
It's bundled.
Cable and internet, to where it's like, literally, for some reason, they would pay more if they canceled the home phone.
But my mom is like always like, oh, but everyone knows our phone number. Like, they know your cell phone number. No one is like, the only people who call her house phone are the scammers.
Why do they make you get a home phone and it's cheaper? Like, is that just checking a box for them? How does that profit them?
I don't know.
There's probably some guy at like the C level who brokered the deal with the home phone company who like is like, dude, my sales numbers are predicated on this.
It's something I always want to bring up, but I never do because I know it'd be just some fluff thing that I probably don't give a shit about, and I just want to get my cable box and go home so I can fight with it for 2 hours to try to get it up and running.
Oh.
And that's weird.
Yeah, that would gross me out.
This is very 80s because back then you're like, dude, there's a tongue through the phone in this movie, and now it's like this is such a. I'm surprised it didn't say like wham on it like Batman in the 60s.
This mom is.
Oh, just if you alcohol shit went to sleep, you wouldn't give a fuck. You're like, I'm like, dude, I don't give a shit. Fucking kill me.
This mom is like, look at her pass out holding the bottle. She is like all-star level of alcoholic. Like, she's like showing it off.
She turned into an alcoholic, right? Because she probably feels bad that she killed a man.
Yeah, I would assume. I mean, she went. If that's the case, she went quickly into alcoholism.
Is
I don't get the holding the.
Is he wearing an Eli Manning jersey from Old Miss? Yeah. Like 15 years before he even. Okay, here we go.
Really, Freddie just wanted the TV.
Probably wants Johnny Depp. I'm sure Freddie's a little that one hand with the blades look a little limp wristy, if you know what I mean.
Woo!
So Depp's dead.
Nah, he's fine. That's a little bit of blood.
I feel like I watched my favorite football team with all that blood. So he'll only be out for like one or 2 weeks, right? He'll be back for a bye week.
There's a couple. He lost a couple pints. Nothing that an IV won't fix. A little bit of orange juice. What do they give you when you give blood? Orange juice and a cookie.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
Just give him a couple cookies.
The white suits aren't going to hold up, boys.
Yeah, what are you? I mean, with him losing that much blood, I don't even know what you're.
Right, like, oh my God, he's such a shame. What did he play? Yes.
This actually might have inspired Eli Manning to go to Ole Miss and wear the number 10. It's plausible.
This is definitely a members only jacket, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
My dad had one of those.
I like the wave. Well, let's be casual about it. Your boyfriend was just killed.
I'm sure.
Yeah, that little bucket.
He's got pins. There's no way that's Johnny Depp's dad. He's got like pins.
But I like that this is the police. So I was like, well, it's we can't clean up the blood, so I'm just gonna put a bucket here, and we'll let you guys go. Have a good rest of your day. Why is that bald cop so familiar?
If he looks, he almost looks like the Step Brothers' dad, but I can't.
He does look. That's it. He looks like that guy. You're absolutely right. Is it him? There's no way.
I'm really into this film because I don't know what the fuck. Like, how are they going to set up a trap in the dream world? That makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, I respect that move. Let's see. Hold on.
Like Michael, I knew like, okay, they'll set up a trap. Like, they could get him. So is Jason. This I'm like, I have no clue.
That's why, like, when I watched it, like, only again for the first time last year, I was held the same way. I had no idea where they were going with this movie. And I watched the next couple, and I felt the same way every time.
It is weird on some of the, obviously, I wasn't even born yet when this came out, but some of these big franchise movies are something that I've never seen any of the major movies ever, even though they're huge.
That's surprising. Not even the first one? You're not interested?
I was never a Keanu Reeves fan. I thought
really? What about, I thought you like Point Break though, right? And The Replacements?
Oh, I married my wife, and then I never watched Point Break until I married her, and I watched it. I'm just like, my God, this is amazing. I started reading about him, and he seems like a cool guy. And then John Wick came out, so I kind of watched some of the stuff.
Yeah.
Can we be honest? Like, Point Break is a great joke movie. Speed is awful. Like, I do like Hardball. The Replacements are good.
You should definitely watch the first Matrix at the very least, just because of the cultural phenomenon and how that was like changed a lot of how
it invented like the slow-mo fight scene, basically. She's gonna home alone the room now.
Will that help when you're dreaming? That makes sense.
Yeah, I don't understand. If he's in your dreams, how does like booby trapping your actual room do anything?
Is it to wake her up though, or
she has no one to help her? Her mom's drunk. Johnny Depp had nice hair, but I don't know.
Her mom is tipsy, Matt.
you missed it? She was up like holding the bottle while she fell asleep.
Yeah, we actually are, man. We're in your house because there's a murder taking place, so we can't. Yeah.
I'm picturing the Home Alone music playing right now. While he is.
That is a crossover we needed in like '94. Home Alone versus Freddy Krueger.
Dude, that would be sick.
I've mentioned this multiple times on Pod, Jeff and I, that he grows up to become Jigsaw in the Saw movies.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Kevin McAllister is Jigsaw. He got so like into hurting people. He's like, oh god.
Did I miss Depp getting killed?
Yeah, it was graphic.
He was wearing an Eli Manning Old Miss jersey 15 years before.
I was wondering who that number 10 was. Okay.
I think that was it. I don't know.
Had to be, yeah.
Now I said Eli Manning saw this. He's like
Archie was playing right now in '84, wasn't he? He's probably still
with the Saints for sure.
Saints. The mom's like, I'm sick. I'm like, yeah, it's definitely that, not the pint of vodka you just drank.
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah, back then though, they would just call drunk being sick. Like, I wish I could call in sick to work.
I mean, you can.
No.
If
you tell them you're drunk, they're not going to tell you to come in. Hey,
if I could go back to any timeline, and maybe relive my high school days.
The vodka.
That's insane.
She pulled it out under the blanket.
Sorry, Matt, what timeline did you say?
It wouldn't be the 80s. I wouldn't want to go to high school in the 80s. I just think it was a bad time for men, like stylistically, and women. I think women's like in the 60s, like women like dress like really cool, I thought, and so did men. Because
you said you liked the big hair in the 80s.
But the music was awful.
And the men's style, music. I can't. I think
work and like all that crap. I mean, there was some like Motley Crue was good, but that was like late 80s. But like the music in the 80s when I listened to, other than like Michael Jackson all the while, I'm just like, God, this music's awful.
Yeah.
All right, so she's going to go to bed, and she apparently has a plan. See if it works.
At this point, yeah, she's almost like inviting going to bed to challenge Freddie.
Yeah, I think isn't it like a wake up? I think are the booby traps for waking up? I can't remember.
But still, how do you kill him? If you wake up, you just leave the dream, right? Like he's still just there waiting.
Honestly, I kind of like if the movie he just kills her, and that's the end of the movie, and it's like,
and then we can figure out how to kill him in the sequels. We only have 16 minutes left, including credits. So, yeah, there's a very real chance that we don't win, guys.
I always love it when the bad guy wins.
I'm on Team Freddie.
I agree. I mean, he has an axe to grind.
Yeah, I mean, fucking vigilantes. They're not Batman. They're not allowed to just kill
Right.
them.
We got to trust the justice system.
Yeah, the justice system has never made a mistake.
Ever.
No.
So this is one of the few times that they make the audience aware, like pretty much right off the bat, that she is now in a dream. I think like maybe like the second time in the film that they've done that. The other being when she was like walking through the neighborhood.
Hand-to-hand combat.
Her strength. Is that a Billy the Big Mouth Bass on the wall?
If this was Star Wars, just pull out, something and just kill him in 10 seconds. Like, she could have killed him the whole time. No training, no nothing.
Somehow, Palpatine has returned. What?
It's not a plot hole. They said
we wrote it into the script. Matt, they have the dogs playing pool in the background.
Oh, that is awesome.
I'm going to need more of a commitment than that, Mark.
God, everyone had those.
Really quickly, like there's a thread on Reddit that was like, what's a plot hole that people complain about that you vehemently defend because it's not actually a plot hole, people just don't realize. One of the top comments was, everyone is so mad that Palpatine returned. Everyone's like, how did Palpatine return? They don't explain it. He's like, they literally said somehow he returned. They told you.
Yeah, that's true.
You're like Lion King. Somehow Mufasa's back. But he broke his back and killed himself, and he's back though.
Yeah, can you tell us more? Nope.
Did you guys know this year, like in the next 6 months, we're getting the literally a live, quote unquote, live action Mufasa prequel.
No.
Yeah.
For real?
It's like him and Scar's growing up story that Disney's doing in live action.
James Earl Jones coming back?
No.
No, because he'd be younger, so he wouldn't have that voice. That actually makes sense.
Yeah. I can't remember who's in the voice cast. Let me look at what it's called.
I would be interested in that just because we haven't seen that story before, so they wouldn't have to do it verbatim to Lion King.
Right.
Mufasa.
I would still be interested in it in an animated series, though, just because it's weird seeing real animals fucking talk and sing.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
You just can't make it look cool, no matter what.
Didn't you just talk about Homeward Bound?
Yeah, but like ironically.
That was like campy, like ironic.
No, yeah, it's called Mufasa, the Lion King. July 2024.
I watched The Lion Guard with my kid. It's actually really good.
Which one's that? Is that Simba's Pride or is that a different one?
No, it's a TV show on Disney, and it's about Simba's son. The Simba's daughter's still in there.
She hot.
Simba had a
who like Scar was the head of the Lion Guard. And it was basically like it's kind of like Game of Thrones. It's like Hand of the King kind of thing, which Jeff doesn't know what the fuck it is. He's never seen
it. I don't. Timon and Pumbaa are in the prequel though, which is kind of cool.
Does Mufasa know them? That's
makes no sense.
That's not canon.
Unless Mufasa knew him the whole time, and they actually found Simba on purpose, which would be kind
of... my god, yeah, no, you're right. That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah, they don't know who Mufasa is.
Like, what the hell? You know what? I'm out on Disney. I'm canceling Disney Plus right now just because I found that out. Okay, after Ahsoka.
Yeah, you can't retcon Lion King.
How long has this girl been walking down these stairs? We've been able to have a whole conversation about
a huge building. Okay,
it's her house.
No.
I gotta say, he has not used the claw glove near enough in this movie.
He's not a one-hit wonder though. Like he uses everything.
You almost feel it's like Jordan. He's like, yeah, I mean, I could do the fadeaway on you all day, but like I want to do a little like reverse layup once in a while.
I think Freddie's one who's like he wants to keep it interesting for not just himself but for his victims. He doesn't want them to just know what's going to happen. That's not fun.
The boiler room is iconic too because I think that's where they killed him too.
Yeah.
Oh, there's his headphones.
Oh shit. Yeah, anytime I think of like a classic Freddy kill, there's like steam or fire nearby.
Yeah.
15 years ago, we'd laugh at those headphones. Now we're like, dude, we want them. Those big headphones back.
Well, every public library in the country is like, fuck, I want those.
Remember when the iPod came out? It was like the headphones were like barely in your ear.
Oh yeah. With her little like bandage, she looks like Evan Turner. Do you remember him?
Yeah.
Evan Turner.
Oh wow, this chick is crazy, bro.
That's a pretty good. What if I kill myself and not let him kill? Well, you'll still be dead. But
yeah, I mean the end result is kind of but he doesn't get the satisfaction of doing it. Okay. Thank God your mom put those bars on the windows, right?
Why is she setting a timer? Oh, she's
trying to bring him into the real world.
Hold it till it beeps.
Yeah.
She's trying to get pregnant and then she's got him on the hook for 18 years.
Gonna have to pay child support.
Yeah, that's the sequel. It's like him in hell. He has to.
That's the true nightmare.
That's a true nightmare. And the kid's not good at sports. It's even worse.
That's not like nightmare. Yeah, the kid's not even into sports or anything. He's into fucking dance.
The kid's born with like a burnt face and claw hands. He's like, that's not even mine.
Yeah. So now I think he's in the real world, and
then they're on the first scene. They're on Maury, and Maury's like, "You are the father." What?
No. Those tests are flawed. Okay, so this is actually kind of hilarious. Now he's gonna go through a Home Alone.
Yeah. Do you think Christopher Columbus watched this? He's like, I got an idea.
Why he's on the Dina or the Pinta? Yeah, I'll see.
Didn't we start that with?
Yeah, that was. I mean, the first 30 minutes of jokes on that was.
Can't you see the Freddy Krueger kid who is like talking to his friends? Like, yeah, I live in California. I want to move in with my dad, but he's in this dream world, and it's kind of hard to actually get there.
Yeah, he's in like hell/purgatory, and like they go to school year round down there, so I'm not really too excited about it.
Oh.
He's kind of a hard ass.
If a tarantula crawls on Freddy's face, then we'll know that Chris Columbus ripped this off.
The other thing is, like, I think Freddie is, he's
one time I dropped my
not
spaghetti.
The strongest in real life.
Haunted my dreams for the next 8 months. He holds like he just doesn't let stuff go. Like,
oh yeah.
I like that she's literally yelling at her dad. He's like, "You're fine."
Yeah, what does he do? He cannot see her screaming out the window like I'm being murdered.
Glass.
But Freddy's in the real world now.
Yeah. And that's why he's weak.
Which, cyclically, if I'm being honest, this really like mutes the effect of him coming in the real world in Freddy versus Jason, because I remember the way they play that in that film is like it had never happened before, right? Like even like the music and the score was like, this is iconic.
She burned him with some of her mom's liquor.
The mom's gonna be so pissed.
Here. Yeah. This is kind of homages to the new David Gordon Green Halloween, where they trap Michael in the basement and burn him. Then he survives 4 seconds later.
Somehow.
God, this poor stunt guy. Not worth it, whatever the pay was.
Why is the dad not coming? Like, what the fuck is his problem? Oh, okay, now.
Daughter's yelling about something. There's some weird guy trying to kill her. You want to go?
She's breaking glass and screaming, "Help me, help me." What should we do?
What could that mean when she's screaming, "Help me, help me"? I don't know.
Yeah.
Smoke coming out of your house. You think it's on fire? Jesus Christ, these guys.
My wife's cooking, am I right? Anyway, back to this other murder scene.
The dad's like annoyed. He literally goes, "Ugh."
That's the black guy's house. Go in there and save him.
The amount of times that she's wearing shoes in this movie, you could count on like one hand. I'm talking like even at school. Who's that?
Oh, he's trying to kill her mom. The dad's probably like, I knew she was a whore. They're having sex.
And this is going to be a problem because she's soaked in alcohol.
Her blood is like half vodka at this point.
Oh.
Okay.
This is what happens when you get the right number on your Tempur-Pedic. You just fucking fall into hell.
But you don't mind because it's so comfortable.
Exactly.
What terrible special effects. So the mom goes.
The dad's like, "Oh, thank God. Divorce was going to be expensive."
I'm way out of this relationship.
He's like, well, we'll save $1,000 a month on vodka now.
Does that come up in the sequel with the mom in the underworld or wherever? Or the dream world?
I don't think so.
That's the thing with the sequel, there's so many different ways you could go with this. Like, I wonder if we follow this chick again. You could follow Freddie in hell.
Oh, Freddie's not in hell yet. I don't think.
Is him being in hell like before all of this?
No, it's after. Like they trap him in hell. He loses his power once he's in hell. He can't go into the dream world when he's in hell.
Interesting.
Satan has really strict rules. He's like, hey, when you're under this house, you live under my rules.
There's a curfew?
Come on, man. Let me just go into one dream.
Nope, I don't want to hear it.
No means no. So you start contributing.
He's still not.
What the? Oh, is that her mom?
You called.
It is kind of interesting in these horror movies, like the confidence of the protagonist as the film goes on, and they've seen more and more of the killer.
They don't give a fuck. They're like, I'm tired. I just want to go sleep.
Literally, that's the motivation here. Is like, dude, either kill me or don't, but I am fucking exhausted. You make this movie with like a guy that works at a steel mill in Pennsylvania, it lasts 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, I remember why I really liked the ending.
Freddie did kill her mom, though, right?
Oh, just wait.
Did he go in the quantum realm?
He's like, God damn it again. This is where I remember
Whoa.
the white tint I talked about.
Is this heaven?
It's California.
Well, the color palette and all the white leads me to think it's.
She's like, it's just a dream. None of this is real.
I'm off sober.
No, it's still somewhat grounded in reality. Fuck yeah.
Believe this fog.
Wow, I haven't seen Backdoor Beth in a while.
Whoa. Oh, look at the top of that ride.
This is the end?
Yeah, I love it.
And the top, it looks like Freddie's sweater. Interesting. I have no idea what to make of this.
So the way I took it, when I liked the ending, it was kind of what you guys said at the forefront was, how are they going to win? And they don't. He killed them all. And they were in his world, I think. So that's how I interpret the ending. Like, he won.
Interesting.
They were all dressed too. Like, the girls dressed in white were safe. That's purity or something. It's interesting.
I mean, because the car has his, like you said, his sweater, and to me, it's been taking away. Which I think what I liked about it is, even though, we have the horror, like all the horror movies in the 80s, the slashers, it was still, Michael Myers couldn't be killed, but the protagonist still always won.
Yeah.
And I like that. Like, that's why it was like they're not going to follow her because he kills everyone.
Dude, the next one, which is popping up on Max now, came out the next year, which seems like crazy fast production. Interesting.
So, Matt, what did you think for your first time?
I dug it. I'd like to see the other 2 or 3. Interested.
The sequel really holds up to me, if I remember right.
Is Wes Craven do the sequel too?
Yeah, I believe so.
Nice. I gotta say, the thing about Freddie is like it's different from like a lot of the like other like it's not like a slasher movie. Like he just has like a different set of rules, which kind of makes it fun.
Oh yeah.
All right, well, that was A Nightmare on Elm Street, 1984. Final thoughts, Ronnie Cycli.
I think I don't know if this franchise has slept on. I can't say it has been because we got the one remake in 2010. I mean, we've gotten a ton of Halloweens. We've gotten a ton of Friday the 13th. But I mean, again, I hope you guys revisit some of the sequels because I think this is up there in terms of just consistent horror movies, right? Like, I don't find these scary. They're just fun, campy films. But in terms of 80s slashers, this might hold up the best. By the way, what budget of $1.1 million made $57 million.
Jesus. Well, that's why we got a sequel 8 months later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think this was scary. It's more just like gross. Matt, what'd you think?
I liked it. A lot of the special effects don't hold up anymore, which I think kind of made some of the movie. But for an 80s slasher flick, yeah, I'd give it like 7 out of 10.
That's pretty good.
I'll watch it for Halloween. I'll watch it every Halloween. Sure, let's do it.
Yeah, I'd like to get through a couple of these because I think there's a huge following out there for them. It'd be fun to all go through. All right, that is A Nightmare on Elm Street, 1984. For our enforcer in the paint, Matt Geiger, and our legal counsel, Ronnie Cycli, I'm the mayor, Jeff Hornacek. We are the Bro Force Squad podcast. Please follow us on any social media at Bro Force Squad. Type in Bro Force Squad, 3 separate words, to find us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, anywhere you find your podcasts. And also our website, broforcesquad.com. Till next time, we're all gonna take a nap and just see what the fuck happens.
We'll see you in your dreams. Sorry, I had a cough.
No, you meant that too. Yeah.